All right, so continuing on. Um, yeah, nothing against that. Again, I never implied he owes us anything. I just posted a question based on my observations. If you think legislation that benefits the LGBTQ community benefits us, then you're mistaken. A good point you brought up is that there are blacks in that demographic. They get more respect there than they do being so-called black. The LGBTQ community gets more than you, so-called black man. That's the truth. And that is the truth. And it's literally like the president just showed that when he signed two executive orders, and two of them, I mean, non-executive orders, and two of them benefit the LGBTQ community. So this isn't even like speculation. That's what happened. Okay. So again, Kyle Battle, listen to my podcast or any of my YouTube videos if you don't know what we need. I go into great detail on those platforms. So obviously, I'm not gonna go, giving him a long-winded answer to that question. Oh, what do we need? First and foremost, the truth ain't for everybody, and answers ain't for everybody. A lot of people are just more than content living in their bubble, clickety clacking, where they feel safe, in their comfort zone, but really don't want to do anything to actually help the quote unquote black community. But at the first chance that they get, will try to combat me and people like me. But you know what? That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't mind smacking y'all niggas down whenever y'all feel the urge to jump up with your nonsense. That's fine. I'll keep slapping y'all down. So I say I'm not here to argue. I put this out there to see what were people's thoughts on the executive orders. I think you made some great points, and where you stand and why. I'm a pretty busy man. Thanks for the invite, though. Actually, Kyle, I don't think you are busy because you were just going back and forth with me for a couple hours about this. And again, you really didn't bring up anything really substantial. You said a whole bunch of nonsense. But you know what? I respect you for speaking your mind. But again, yeah, obviously you're not a busy man because you had a whole bunch of time to say a whole bunch of nonsense. All right. As for his executive orders, most were direct at overturning what his predecessor did, as is the case for most presidents. As for me, I don't really need anything. So before we continue, overturning what his predecessor did. Okay, as is the case for most presidents. Okay, but what about those two executive orders that go to help the LGBTQ community? And that's my question's about. But yeah, if you just want to act like I didn't ask that question, by all means, carry on. Um, as for me, I don't really need anything. I'm pretty successful. Glory to God. Now I don't know, based off of whose definition he's using successful. But as you already know, I did a video on that as well. What is success for black people? I think it's called something like that. I forget the title, but you can definitely check it out where I go into detail about what successful or success is and what it should be. So again, I don't know what metric he's using for that, but you know what? If he thinks that and he's content with where he is in life, then hey, by all means, more power to you. But with that being said, stay in your lane. When you see a brother like myself out here trying to educate the people and wake the people up, let them know what time it is, who we are, and that we got to change our approach so that way we can actually get some real change, some substantive changes that's going to impact our lives on a daily basis. Then stay in your lane, man. You know what I'm saying? Either get with it or get lost. It's real simple, But again, like I said, to keep on jumping up, I'll keep slapping you down. That's fine. I'll make an example of you to everybody. As for black men, I think we should probably start by not getting gunned down while going for a jog. Oh man, see, this is that disingenuous nonsense that I really don't like. By the way he just said that and how a lot of people speak, and we're definitely speaking over the past 7 months, you would think that it was a freaking pandemic going on. That wasn't Corona. The pandemic would be freaking outraged white men just gunning down black people on a daily basis, like for sport. That's not the case. Ahmaud Arbery did get gunned down, but that kid, he had issues. He had issues, man. There were videos. He had multiple run-ins with the cops. He had issues, and you know what? I blame his family because if your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your cousin got issues, you gotta, you can't just let them just be out there, conducting themselves like all crazy, because then they'll wind up getting shot and killed. You had to take that responsibility. Like there was a dude that got shot, and he didn't get the. There wasn't a whole bunch of people talking about this, but around the same time span, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake, and all that stuff, some guy in Philly got shot, and he had mental issues too, and he died. But the crazy part is his family called the cops on him. They are the ones that called the cops on this man. He got shot and died. And then they're complaining that the cops shot him. The dude was running at the cops with a knife around the car. You know what I'm saying? And then they want to say, oh, we're going to try to sue. And it's like, come on, it's ridiculous, man. First and foremost, you knew he had issues. Why didn't you get him the help that he needs? Number one. Number two, then you go and call the cops on him? The same cops that y'all be sitting here crying about, oh, they're killing us, man, they're killing. But y'all the ones keep calling the cops. Every time a black person gets killed by the cops, 9 times out of 10, a black person called the cops on that motherfucker. You calling the cops? You calling the same people that you complaining is killing everybody? You calling them on them? Like, what sense does that make? Mental health is a real problem that we need to focus on. That's a bigger problem than police brutality in our fucking community. It's a way bigger problem than police brutality. Okay, but you don't hear no one addressing that. I come out here, I talk about the executive orders, and he didn't do nothing for the black people. They want to come out here and they busy, but they got time to try to poke me down, But I don't see none of them coming up with the answers. Like, oh, he's just concerned with going for a jog. Let me know the last time you got shot at going for a jog, Mr. Ballard. Please let me know. And having the president make excuses for the murderers. All right, man. And then look at all the simps liking and hugging. It's like, come on, man. You guys are out here like doing a huge disservice. Jessica Mayer, he was only for the black vote. Yes, see, and this is a quote unquote Caucasian woman. Only for the black vote. He found a way to beat Trump and use it to his advantage. Yes, exactly. It's wild to me that everyone is so blinded by the words of the Democratic Party than their actions. Kamala Harris was never for the black community. She only cared about getting to the top. Yes, that's 100% true. And see, people are liking it. Yes, because that is correct. That is correct. I didn't even know she had all these freaking lights on this. That's true. She spoke truth. Okay? She spoke truth. This guy. Oh, Lord, this guy. No president or any elected government official at any level has ever made any laws or executive actions specifically helping just black people. They have made laws and actions that dispositionally help black people, but never on the basis of race. Example, does extending a pause on collection/interest on student loans disproportionately help poor students with debt? Yes. Are those students more likely to be POC? I'd imagine so. But then again, you're not too sure about that, are you? You'd imagine so, but you're not sure about that. And I wouldn't imagine so because we'd have to look at the college enrollment demographic. We'd have to look at that. And then again, also that doesn't help the black community. And when you keep what I posted, the original post, when you keep that in mind, there's 9 executive orders, man. 9. 2 go to help the gay community and not 1 for us. So how come they get to get explicit orders written for them and signed for them, but we don't? And we don't. And then not only that, do we not? My main thing is, because I'm not even expecting that to happen, but where's that same energy that y'all have with the whole no justice, no peace, want to burn down these cities and shit like that and freaking loot these places, all of that, but where's it now? That's the main question. Also, my understanding is that Biden is making special efforts to make sure black, brown communities will get equitable access to the COVID vaccine. Is it perfect? No. Is it a lot? No. Are we still not even a week in? Yes. So let me go into what I said to him. Zave Jack, that's my point. No one has, but they all could have. Keep pushing LGBTQ rights, but none for us. We are all the people that were pissed about Jake, Blake, Floyd, and Taylor. So mad, but now when legislation is being prioritized over you, there's nothing coming from you except it's been a week. It's been a week and LGBT community gets orders, so enough is enough. Y'all shucking and jiving, looking foolish. All the politicians pay lip service to the black community, but as you stated, never do anything to help on a race basis. I'm not saying this demanding that they help us. I'm just pointing out the fact that y'all getting pimped over and over. We need to take care of our own problems and stop waiting on the white man to give you a hug and say, good boy. Because that's pretty much what it is, man. Oh, well, no president or elected official has ever done that. But so then why the hell y'all always talking about vote? Vote for what then? So hopefully they're going to try to give you some back alley deal through some, pretty using trickery and chicanery and miswording, so that way you can get something. Like, come on, what kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that? And that had nothing to do with my post. But anyway, moving on. Because Biden is a liar, I've seen a lot of buyer's remorse lately. Now again, screaming louder, my G. Now again, this isn't a pro-Trump video. This isn't a pro-Trump platform. This is, like I said, I'm apolitical, as I believe most of my people should be at this point in time. Because there's no reason for us to be political. All right, we got bigger problems that aren't on a political level. So, moving on. Damn, 40 replies. Okay, let's get into this one. So, hold on. Jesus. All these damn comments. Comments for days. All right. So, keep Trump in the White House so we can have more episodes that happen at the Capitol. Biden isn't the savior, and nobody thought he was. He is just a better answer than Trump. So, I don't even think I have to speak on that because my answer kind of gets to it. Not once did I bring up Trump. My question/point is very direct. It's about being for the black man, and in doing so, being for the community. 2 of 9 executive orders are for the LGBTQ community, not one for you. That's the conversation. Nothing about Trump. LOL, deflection at its finest. Yep, she definitely did deflect. If that's what you want to call it, well, that is what it is. If you're talking about executive orders recently signed, then you're talking about the presidency. In that election, the choice was Trump or Biden. See, again, a lot of these wokey wokes and social justice warriors want to keep, it's my team good, your team bad. They have this very simplistic, dualistic mindset where, like, good, bad, up, down, like like what the life is way more nuanced than that. There's way more dimensions than that. But like I said, you'll see that a lot with these people. They can't grasp that life is more nuanced and there's more to it than just good or bad. And my team good, your team bad. Like, no, man. So, the day a person who vocally says everything I'm going to do is for black people get on the ballot and has a decent chance to win, I'll vote for him. So look, that day is obviously never going to come. And saying things like this gets us nowhere. Because the conversation that I'm having is a real one. I'm asking very real questions. What are your thoughts on the fact that 2 of 9 of the orders are for LGBTQ and none for you? That's a very simple and direct question. Talking about this fairy tale stuff, come on, it gets you nowhere. Why do all you non-voters have to have so much to say? Keep not voting and what you do, and stop belittling people who do vote. No, I'm not talking about the election. I'm talking about the executive orders our president signed. I'm talking about how none are for us, but there are some for others. I'm talking about where is the energy I seen all you have before. I'm talking about how this is a huge slap in the face, but y'all don't get it. Y'all too worried with my team won, and at least he's not racist. Laugh my ass off. Joe Biden not racist? Come on. Who else was on the ballot? Why is she talking about the ballot? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Who else is signing executive orders but a president? What does that have to do with what I'm saying? See, the delusions, man. I'm not belittling anyone. I just asked a question. But a lot of y'all don't like it for some reason. I'm not y'all problem. If someone doesn't vote, they should shut up. Last time I checked, non-voters still pay taxes. As long as I'm paying for something, I can speak on it. Because she tried to, and a lot of people try to do this. I see this a lot on social media. Oh, if you don't vote, then you can't speak about politics. First of all, you can't tell me shit what to do. Number one, all right. Number two, as long as I pay taxes, I'll speak. Period. Point blank. As long as anyone's paying taxes, they have the right to speak. Period. Point blank. So what's your answer to the problems? See, again, another wokey woke out here trying to, incite a response out of me just so that they could use it against me. And again, I'm not going to fall for it. This is about the orders Biden signed. So why do you keep bringing up Trump and everyone else? Bottom line for me, I'm still good with Biden over Trump. Okay. See, again, my team good, your team bad. I'm good with Biden over Trump. Based off of what, though? Off of what? Off of what? Why? Give me some tangible explanations as to why you're saying that. And don't just come out here and saying it. That's number one. Number two, Oh, sorry. Number two, that has nothing to do with the original post. Nothing to do. The post doesn't have anything to do with Trump, so I don't know why Trump's being even brought up. Anyway, that's fine and dandy. But what are your thoughts on the executive orders? Because Biden is signing the executive orders, and you keep acting like there was somebody else to sign some different ones. Don't know what she's talking about. As a start, I like them because I liked them before Trump undid them. No, if you don't vote, that's your business. But if somebody did, that's their business. Yes. Listen, if people want to vote, vote. I said I'm apolitical, and I believe that quote, my people should be apolitical at this point in time as well, because we have nothing to gain in that political game. It's not for us. Okay? This is a quote-unquote white country, period. And we're too disorganized and don't have our ducks in a row to be thinking about anything political at this point in time. You know? So we need to focus on all that before we get there. But anyway, people vote. That's cool. I'm not attacking anyone for their vote. I'm not attacking anyone, period. I made my point clear. Thing is, the people that you coming at didn't take your taxes. So maybe you should voice your complaints to them. So again, I say to all the problem solvers that knows everything, what's your solution? See, again, trying to freaking, take underhand jabs at me, that I know everything. I never said I know everything. And you don't have to know everything to be able to look at the position that the quote unquote black people are in this country to come up with some solutions. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be a genius. I don't know everything. I'm not a genius, but I see, and I think, and I know history, and I know how this society functions. I know how economics works. So therefore, I can formulate plans of action that can help change our reality. But no. According to her, you have to be a genius and know everything. You have completely missed my point. You just tried to silence non-voters. I said as long as people are paying for things, they can say whatever they want about it. Oh yeah, you really want to know the solution. Give me a break. You try to mock me for having solutions, yet you offer none. And this is something that you'll see a lot, people. Whether you want to get on your own platform and start spreading the word, doing your own videos or your own podcast, or you want to just share my videos or videos of other like-minded people, you'll see people out there, they don't really want to see you succeed, and they don't have any solutions. They don't have solutions. They won't be able to offer any solutions. But they see you come with a solution, and they're like, oh, you think you smart, you think you know this, all this. And that's another thing in the black community. That whole oh, you think you smart? My mom used to say that to me when I was a kid growing up. If I said something, if I spoke up, oh, you think you smart? Oh, don't be smart. And then you get a beating and shit like that. Why are you freaking teaching your kid not to be smart? I don't know. I never got that. Why is it a bad thing to be smart? And then you wonder why these kids go to school and they don't apply themselves. They don't want to be smart. It's a bad stigma to be smart, especially in the black communities. And that's a video I could do on a different day. It'd definitely be a short video, I think. Don't quote me, but but it's just come on, man. So yeah, where am I? You try to mock me for having solutions, yet you offer none. And this is also when I'm having these conversations. This is what allows me to stay poised, because I know none of these people have anything tangible to offer the conversation. I would appreciate it more if they did, but the majority of the time they don't. And I said that's part of the problem. Try to dim my light for speaking my thoughts and bringing them to action. Everything isn't for everybody. Silence non-voter. Nobody has stated anything negative about your non-believers who didn't vote. You attacked the voter in your original post with the clacking clack comment. No, I didn't. That's not attacking them. If you were clickety clacking when George Floyd got killed, Taylor, Blake got shot, during all the protests, all of that stuff. You were clickety clacking. We need all this. We need this. We got to defund the police. All of that. All of this word storm. All of it. And then you're not now when legislation gets passed, but not for you. That's a valid question. That's not attacking. That's a valid question. You were very boisterous before, and now you're not. So now I want to know why. It's kind of like what a reporter does. I want to know why. It's a very valid question. No, I'm serious because everyone always knocks voting, but I have yet to hear one real plausible way to solve our issue that doesn't include voting. People say start our own town, start our own businesses. You can do all that, but if the people who run the government aren't different, then stuff will be the same. So look, this is how you know there's levels to this, okay? You can start your own business, start your own town, you can do all that, but the people that run the government, stuff will be the same. No. So you're missing the point. If you run your own businesses and you run your own town, you have power now. But see, black people are so devoid of power that they don't even understand it when they're talking about it. Or like for instance, you should understand, if you have your own town and you run your own businesses, that means you have power. But power is something that's foreign to black people. So we have to learn about power and how to use it, how to apply power. So when you have that power, then yes, you can vote. And you can influence votes. You can influence things because you have power. You have economic power, economic freedom. You can take care of your own. All right? You can get people in and out of office. You can get your own people in office. But it comes with power. You'll just have a few more successful black people running their businesses under the same rules and laws. So again, seriously, what is the solution? Like, that is terrible. You see that whole mindset? You'll just have a few more black people running their businesses. You're missing the point. So let me go in a little bit more. If you have the power, you run your businesses, you employ your people. Okay? So your people have jobs. You're employing yourself. You're reinvesting in yourself. Your people with jobs spend their money at other businesses in your town, which is again reinvesting in itself. The money isn't leaving the community immediately, it's staying within the community, which is going to bring more wealth to the community. When you have that wealth and you have that power, then you can start your own police forces or change the police force. You can start your own school systems, the charter school systems. Teach your kids what you want them to know, which is the truth. Then you can go, run for mayor. Your mayor, go send that person up to be governor, or whatever the case may be, or a county freeholder, whatever the case may be. When you have the power, you get to implement it. It's not just going to be a few more successful black people running their businesses. No, that's not the case. There's going to be more businesses, and then also with that being the case, you're going to have more kids going to school, and ideally they're going to be coming up in two-parent households, so they're going to be doing better. They're not going to be having kids at young ages. They're not going to be aborting these kids. So we're going to start growing in wealth, growing in population. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you stumble upon the answer, but you don't even understand it because power and structure is so foreign to you that you can't even comprehend it. And it's unfortunate that a lot of our people are like that, where, the answer can hit them right on the head and they don't get it. They don't see it because they don't see themselves ever being in a position of power. They don't ever see themselves being in a position to control their own destiny. And it's a shame. But to those people, unfortunately, many of them will have to be left behind because this train is moving. This train is moving and it will not stop for anyone. It will not stop for anyone. It cannot stop for anyone. We have momentum. We'll keep it going through knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge and money is power. If you want to be real, knowledge and money is power. But through knowledge, then you can accrue money. And then when you have the money, you have the power. Plus the knowledge, the prerequisite knowledge. You have your solution for solving problems, and other people think voting is their solution, but you have no problem constantly mocking them. Well, look, I'm not mocking people for voting, number one. I've made that super clear. And number two, voting is not the solution. You have no power. You're not voting as a block. And then most blacks only vote Democrat. Like, again, they don't have a political identity. They don't understand how to vote. They don't understand how to vote. What they really should be voting for and why. They don't. So no, voting isn't the solution. All right, it's not now. I haven't mocked any voter. I pointed out my observations and posed a question regarding them. That's all. If you really want to know the solution, you can listen to my podcast, YouTube videos, or you can pick up the phone and call me. I'm here. I am accessible to all. I make my points known, and I'm open to all dialogue regarding them. You said we were played and pimped out. I don't find those words complimentary. They're not supposed to be complimentary. That's the truth. There's a misconception about the truth. Truth doesn't bring people together. In fact, it divides people. It also hurts. If the truth hurts, help do something to change the reality and not try to shoot the messenger. These are all facts. I'm pumping out facts. Aaron White, your truth that I was pimped and played is not my truth. Okay. That's not that whole I spoke on this before. That whole your truth, my truth. No, there's only one truth, and that's the truth. All right, the truth is the truth. Period. The messenger shouldn't shoot at the people either. I'm not shooting at anyone. I haven't. I've been reading this whole thing to y'all. And again, so if y'all think anything otherwise, whatever you have something to say, please leave it in the comments. Like again, I'm accessible. I'm here. We can have the dialogue. I'm open to all dialogue. Okay, laughing my ass off. That cracks me up. This whole my truth, your truth. No, the truth is the truth. You don't want to accept the truth. That's normal. Most people don't when it forces people to change. It's easier to stay the same than to accept the truth. Deflection game expert. Level 1000. Yes, it is. I'm laughing too. Let me know when the real revolution begins. Okay. Now someone else comes in. I am confused as to why you think none of the EO affects us. Is our community not suffering from UE and in need of PA? Is our community not inadequately, disproportionately not receiving the vaccine compared to whites? Is our community not suffering from an inability to pay their student loans, being evicted, homes foreclosed? No, he's not our savior. I don't think anyone thought that. What we knew was that he was a better candidate than 45. We would be represented. No candidate can ever win an election by catering to our needs alone. We are not a majority and we don't have the numbers behind us. So any candidate who tries to represent his African-American base unevenly is committing political suicide. They will find themselves out of office and the next elected president will be Trump 2.0. Why do you think Trump won? If there were no Obama, there would have been no Trump. Obama won and white folk lost their mind. A black man in their White House, and so it began. This is more rhetoric of that whole every single white person is racist and yada yada and be afraid and yada yada, and then the white people are always thinking about you and stuff like that. No, look, it's power. People that have power want to remain in power. Now, there's no secret that the most powerful person on the planet is a black man. Want to know why? Because your black seed conquers everything. You get a white woman pregnant, that child's gonna come out black. It's a black child, right? The skin color changes. Those blue eyes are gone for the most part. We have the power to eradicate them. It's very simple. So I get it. When they try to eugenicize us, I get it when they try to keep our numbers low. I get the reasons why. Because if not, we would be erasing them. If we were in power, we would literally have the power to eradicate them. All right, eradicate, and that's the truth. So let's just call it what it is. So I get it. Now, is it right? I don't know. It depends. It depends. If you were fearful of being eradicated, what would you do to make sure it didn't happen? So it began. So anyway, we have many problems. Vaccines for COVID isn't a top 10 in our list of problems. It's not. Want to know why? Because COVID-19, the survival rate is like 99%. Obviously, if you have pre-existing conditions. Jesus Christ, I don't know why it took so long to get that shit out. Pre-existing conditions, then obviously, those numbers are different. You are more likely to die. But overall, on a global standpoint, very small percentage of people that get it die. So again, no, it's not one of our top 10 problems. It's not plaguing the black community. It's not killing us at record numbers. You know what I'm saying? Abortion is killing us at record numbers. Black on black crime is killing us at record numbers. So if you want to be freaking talking about something that's impacting us, then how about you talk about that? But you're not. Want to know why? Because you're a super woke, liberal black woman, and obviously you're gonna be for pro-choice. I believe in the woman's. Okay, yep, So kill all the babies, right? We're 13%, roughly 13% of the U.S. population, but we make up at least a third of all the abortions that take place. A third. We're 13%, which is minuscule, but we make up a third of abortions that take place. That's terrible. Students not being able to pay student loans isn't a uniquely black issue, nor does it address the root of our problems. No, it doesn't. Want to know why? Because Most students can't pay their student loans. My wife still has a lot of money in debt from student loans. So it's not uniquely to us. It's not unique to us. That's an everybody issue. And it doesn't get to the root because the root is you got to put the black man back in the house. All right, you get rid of these black kids' student loans, and then what? You still have black kids coming up in these households with single parent mothers who don't respect the black man, black male principle, and they're receiving government handouts and subsidies, and told that the black man ain't shit. So then, as a community, you can never move. You can never change. We don't have numbers. Is a great point, but I don't see anyone doing anything to change that. Our population percentage hasn't changed significantly in over 50 years. We have been passed by Hispanics, yet still we act like that's out of our control. Do you know what the immigration order he just signed does? Yes. One of the 9 orders, outside of the 2 we already spoke of, is about immigration. But no one understands what the implications on that are. It expedites the dwindling of our population status. Again, I hear nobody talking about our real issues. I don't give a damn if the president is racist. Hundreds of years of them, what percent of them would you guess were racist? This isn't about Trump, Obama, Clinton, or Bush. This is about our president doing nothing and will do nothing. If you are okay with that, just because he tells you I'm racist, but not that racist, laugh my ass off, y'all swallow it up. 2 sides of the same coin, so you should be looking at the very least, what can you do for me? I embrace discussion and we can disagree on policy stances. That's fine. If you aren't looking for results that will directly change the community, then we are having 2 different conversations. Questions: What executive order should he have signed in his first 2 days in office that would have convinced you that he was pro Black Lives Matter? Curious, and in my opinion, us getting vaccinations ASAP is a current problem because we're disproportionately catching and dying from COVID. Why? Because there's a vast number of us that have jobs that they have to leave their homes to work. I didn't say we were the only ones. I said that we were also being affected by the virus financially. So we're also benefiting from the EO. As for changing numbers, there's a considerable percentage of us that don't vote. We feel like politics don't affect us, but they do. In my opinion, this is a conversation that needs to be discussed in person. It's too much typing for this phone screen. As for Hispanics, what should we do? Have more children to even the playing field? I have been told this a few times, and I disagree. You have children when you are financially able to take care of them, not because other ethnic groups are outpacing us. I couldn't find where in the IO it addressed the dwindling of our population. This is a whole other issue as well. Many immigrate to this country but don't get into our politics. They are here for the opportunity that this country provides. If they voted blue, then we would have the numbers. But they aren't voting or voting red, especially the Hispanics, because of their religious beliefs. Look at the Goya founder, that idiot. I don't care if Trump put $1 billion in my pocket. A Hispanic man, really? He targeted them personally and still. So this person, she makes, at least when she comes, she's coming with substance. Now, I don't agree with a lot that she's talking about. And, that's fine. You can agree to disagree. But I think very clearly, very simply put, we're aborting babies. You realize that she didn't bring that up. She didn't address that. Black on black crime didn't address that. These are certain things that they just don't want to talk about. They want to act like it doesn't exist. Am I saying that we should be having kids to outpace another ethnic group? No, I'm not. But I'm saying that over 50 years, the numbers haven't changed. That's a problem. That's a problem. So it's not about outpacing. It's about growth in general. You're not growing. You're not growing. You're just not. You're stagnant. It's stagnant. It's like I can't go into it more than that. 2 of the 9 EOs are for the LGBTQ community, not one for black. Ask them why that is. You do know that there's a large portion of blacks in the LGBTQ community. One more thing that I would like to add. It wasn't the black man that came out in numbers for Biden/Harris. It was a black woman. We swung this election in our favor. You'll want more representation. The black man needs to get to the polls. He needs to let POs know that he has a voice and there are issues that are important to him and they need addressing. Those that don't have a voice go without. And the ones that had platforms, Kanye, 50, Lil Wayne, Ice Cube, where were they? What side were they on? Our community's issues is that we have the me and mine mindset and not the what will benefit our community mindset. And that's true. That is true. What she's just said. If you eat, I eat, we eat. Do you know how long the black dollar stays in our community compared to the Jewish dollar? Yes, again, I speak about this all the time. So she kind of gets it. She kind of gets it, but she doesn't get. See, it's crazy because you'll come across to some people, especially women, that kind of get it. Like they've been taught right in certain parts, but then they miss you with everything else. Like she wants to talk about the power of the black dollar, but then when I talk about you have to take over the black family with the black man, and that way we can build a strong community. Then and we got to stop having abortions. They don't want to hear none of that though. They don't want to hear none of that. They just want to talk a good game, but they don't want to be about nothing. Blacks in America have about 1.3 trillion gross national income. Only 2% of that money, about 26 billion, is recirculated in the black community. So back to these rap stars that make their coins off the black community, but yet when it's time to reinvest, to educate, to make stronger, what do? Vote Trump so their millions can grow. Remember Crane? Bush hates black people. That's Kanye, I guess. And what does his jackass go do? Run? Really? With no chance in hell of winning? So now he's splitting the black vote? We have to stop tripping over our own feet before putting our best foot forward and represent as we should. So again, she made some valid points, but again, it's all over the place. Like when I speak, it's very cohesive. I tell you what needs to be done and what order and why. You want to talk about the black power dollar or lack thereof, but then you don't want to do anything to implement it. I'll say it again. This is how you implement it. You get the black man back in charge of the house. All right. You have the black man raising his kids with his wife. Obviously, be married with his wife, raising the kids. They see the dynamic in the household. They see, how a man and a woman cohabitate. They see that, and they see that dynamic. They understand it. So when they grow up, and not only that, you as a husband and her as a wife, you embrace your roles, okay? Embrace your roles. You don't compete. You're not in the household competing. You complement. No more competing. They're complimenting each other, and the kids see that. And now they know. You set the groundwork for them. And then wash, rinse, repeat. You do that in your household, and then in your cousin's household, and then your immediate family household, your friend's household. Everyone in the whole neighborhood starts doing that. We build our own businesses. We invest in our businesses. Why? Because we know how people are getting down. Why? Because we all have the same values and we're all living the same way. Nowadays people open a business. You got all these freaking coon ass niggas out here that want to rob you, rob your business. But then the Chinese spot right down the block, they don't want to rob them, but they'll rob your chicken spot. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then those people that's robbing you are the kids that grow up without the fathers in the home. And they don't know no better. Not trying to give them a slap on the wrist. I'm not at all. Not. Lock them niggas up. They're animals. But we have to understand the position that we put them in. Okay? Anyway, I'm trying to wrap this up because it's kind of going 40 minutes again. That's part of the problem, and that's how they trick people into thinking they're doing something for blacks when they're really doing something for gays. And that's true. That's the whole pimping stuff I'm talking about. Thank you. That's what I mean when I say being pimped out. When black women swung the election, I'm sure that's also part of the problem. The black women aren't for the black man, which is a problem, and that's true. A lot of black women they say that they are, they act like they are, but a lot of them aren't. They don't have no respect for the black man. None. They see themselves above the black man. Again, always in competition with the black man. As long as we have our women competing against us, we're never going to get anywhere, which is a problem. Y'all been gassed up to be strong and independent, but still them checks from Uncle Sam come in. Black women voted in record numbers, but what was the motivation? To be able to continue aborting our black babies, to continue receiving incentives to not have the black man around, to continue trying to compete with the black man. Black women are above the heterosexual black male in the society, but at the end of the day, the black woman will never be respected by anyone more than the same black man she tries to oppress. Until the black man is restored in the black community, we go nowhere as a unit. Wow. So all the black women you personally know aren't for black men? Wow. You kind of missed the point. That's not what he is saying. Not enough black women is on the side of the straight black men to make a difference is what he's saying. Thank you. For the most part, I'm going to leave it here. There's some other stuff, obviously, but that's just the gist. And overall, I'm sharing this with y'all because I want you to see all the ants that come out, all the negativity that comes out when you ask fair, objective questions. There was a whole lot of hooting and hollering going on, and then things got quiet. And now you hear, oh, well, just wait. I mean, people were telling people to wait for when Trump was president. Wait, give him time. Wait. Y'all didn't want to wait then. Y'all wasn't being patient then. So why now? Because he's racist. Biden's racist. I'm tired of hearing the same old shit. But you know why we keep hearing the same shit? Because people love living in their own bubbles where they get to make excuses and take zero accountability for anything that they do or are part of. And it's a damn shame, and it's sad. So I shared this video, and I use this to talk about all this. That way you can avoid it. You can avoid it. You can avoid being one of these people. You can avoid going to like deep-winded back and forth with people like this. Because it's a waste of your time. For me, obviously, I have a platform, that I'm trying to build. That way, I can get the message out to everybody, so that we can all be on the same page. So I have to kind of not go back and forth with these people, but I have to address certain things. I can't just leave things as is, because I don't want someone to come and read and see something that I didn't respond to, and then they take that no response as, oh, well, that means that this or that means that. And no. I want it to be very clear in what I stand for and what we're trying to accomplish. Okay, so anyway, that's it for now. I know I haven't done many videos lately. I've been kind of busy, but I'm going to try to pick it back up probably sometime next week. But peace.